Good evening, everyone. I'm Kubrali, and you're watching Awaz News. Tonight, I'll be taking you to top news across Canada.
Toronto police investigating suspected hate-motivated mischief at East End Park. Teenager arrested at Pearson Airport in death of 38-year-old woman in Hamilton. A very welcome addition, downtown BIA's wise support for Mayor Tory's proposed police budget increase. Man pushed to tracks in argument at Buryoung Station in latest incident of TTC violence. TTC fares to rise for the first time in 3 years amid new investments in security. Half of Canadian workers to seek new job in 2023 in hunt for better pay, works poll.
These were the headlines, and now let's go through the details.
Toronto police are investigating a suspected case of hate-motivated mischief in the city's East End. On Sunday, police were called to Finn Park, which is near Danforth and Jones Avenue, for a report of mischief after an unknown person allegedly spray-painted hate-related graffiti on the park's structures. Investigators said they believe the incident happened sometime before January 1st. After consulting with the Specialized Hate Crime Unit, Toronto police have announced that they are treating the investigation as suspected hate-motivated crime. Anyone with the information is urged to contact police at 416-808-5500 or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 416-222-8477. Half of Canadian workers want to look for a new job in 2023, a nearly twofold increase from just a year ago, according to a new poll by recruitment firm Robert Half. The survey conducted in the fall found 50% of respondents indicated they planned to search for a new job in the next 6 months. That number has risen steadily over the last year and a half, from about 21% of employees on the hunt for a new job in June 2021 to 28% a year ago and 31% 6 months ago. The latest polling found the workers most likely to make a career move include employees who have been with the company for 2 to 4 years, Generation Z and millennials, tech workers, and working parents. The top reasons for searching for a new job include a high salary, better benefits and perks, more advancement opportunities, and greater flexibility to choose when and where they work. The survey also found that nearly 3 in 10 professionals would consider quitting their job to pursue a full-time protected career. David King, Sr., Managing Director of Robert Half for Canada and South America, said many Canadian workers continue to have confidence in the job market despite news of layoffs and a hiring slowdown. Employers looking to land top talent this year should refine and streamline their hiring processes and showcase their company culture, Robert Half said. When applying for positions, the top turn-offs for potential candidates include unclear or unreasonable job responsibilities, poor communication with the hiring manager, and misalignment with the company culture and the values. The independent online survey was conducted October 17 to November 7th and included more than 1,100 workers from multiple sectors, including finance, technology, marketing, and human resources, Robert Half said. The polling industry's professional body, the Canadian Research Insights Council, says online surveys cannot be assigned a margin of error because they do not randomly sample the population. The latest jobs data from Statistics Canada for December 2022 is set to be released Friday. Toronto will spend an additional $53 million in its 2023 budget to keep both riders and hardworking frontline TTC employees safe, and the plans to increase fares by 10%. The investment was announced by Mayor John Tory at news conference late Wednesday morning. The funding will be used, among other things, to hire 50 more TTC special constables and 10 additional streets-to-homes outreach workers to prioritize TTC service on routes in communities identified as neighborhood improvement areas and areas that need increased service, and to increase cleaning in streetcars on the city's busiest routes. Transit fares for seniors and monthly pass users will remain frozen, while general fares will be increased by 10 cents. Tory says the new fares represent a 3.1% increase, which he says is well below inflation. Fares will continue to be free for children under the age of 13. Tory said the changes are meant to ensure security and safety amid a time of low ridership and increased violent crimes on the city's transit system. 6 of Toronto's downtown business improvement areas BIA have voiced their support for Mayor John Tory's proposed $48.3 million increase to city's police budget, despite criticism of the proposal by many community organizations and one high-profile city councillor. In a statement released Wednesday, Toronto's sixth largest downtown BIA said
to protect services and to address the issues that I know that city residents want their city to address. I'm announcing today that the proposed 2023 city budget will make substantial new investments in community safety. One of our principal responsibilities is to keep our community safe and to keep Torontonians safe. This will show itself in a proposed 4.3% increase in the police budget. And that police budget is concurrently being released today for consideration by the police board. And then, of course, depending on their deliberations, it will come over here and form part of the overall city budget. I know that people are extremely anxious about recent acts of violence that we've seen in our city and across the GTA, including on our transit system. And I will have more to say about the transit safety issue
they applauded Tory's proposal and his commitment to community safety. If approved, the investment would see 200 more officers join the force. At least 162 of those officers would be deployed to what the city described as priority response units, 25 of which would be based downtown. The statement comes after the proposed 4.3% budgetary increase was met with criticism by many community activists and organizations who say that increased police spending does not create safer communities, nor does it decrease the amount of crime. Most Toronto City Councillors have yet to comment on the proposal, which was announced at a news conference at City Hall on Tuesday, save for the long-time Ward 12 Toronto St. Paul's Councillor Josh Matlow. In a statement posted to Twitter on Tuesday, Matlow said Tory's proposal was neither the fact-based nor the most effective approach to combating crime. The Toronto Police Service got a 2.3% budgetary increase in 2022. Its budget had been frozen in 3 of the previous 5 years. One person is facing an assault charge after an argument at Toronto's busiest subway station led to one man pushing another onto the tracks Tuesday evening, Toronto police say. 2 men got into an argument at Brewery Yonge Station during the evening rush at around 6:15 p.m. on January 3rd. The argument escalated and one man pushed the other off the platform level onto the tracks, police said. TTC special constables responded to the scene and arrested one person who was then turned over to police. He has since been charged with assault. The man who was pushed was uninjured and was helped off the tracks before the train approached, police said. It's not clear whether the men knew each other. TPS investigators are working with TTC special constables to investigate the incident. A 16-year-old was arrested in Toronto Pearson International Airport in connection with the November death of a 38-year-old woman in Hamilton, Ontario, officials say. The body of Danielle Strauss was discovered by the police on November 10th in her apartment on Ferguson Avenue in Hamilton. Investigators said at the time they believe Strauss died the weekend prior. The cause of the death has not been released as it remains in evidence, police said. 2 teenagers, a 15-year-old and 16-year-old boy, were charged with second-degree murder a few weeks later in connection with the death. In December, 2 other people were arrested. Investigators say 2 women, a 40-year-old and 42-year-old, are both facing charges of accessory after the fact. In a news release issued Wednesday, police said a 5th person has been arrested in the case. None of the suspects can be identified under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, including the adults, as their names may lead to identifying one of the minors. Investigators are still asking anyone with information to contact the Hamilton Police Homicide Unit at 905-456-2288 or to reach out to Crime Stoppers anonymously.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Until then, good night.